Okay, let's move on to the next one. Now, if I embrace the suck, then I know how to keep on keeping on. Isn't there a song? I feel like the Brady Bunch did a song like keep on, keep on, keep on, keeping on, keeping on. Is that's not, but what is this? Keep on, keep on. I'm amusing myself. Anyway, if you're like in your 20s, you're like, Jesus Christ, she's like my grandma. But that's okay. Let me know if the Brady Bunch thing, please, in the comments. Keep on keeping on. So this is about commitment, really. The keep on keeping on is about commitment and our how we break promises all the time to ourselves. You know, look, I'm making this video. I don't know when you're watching it, but I'm making it like January 16th. I have to tell you that you already broke 15 promises that you made on January 1st. Did you? Okay. There's a difference between like trying something and actually making a commitment and actually seeing it through and really doing it. And most people don't do that. Even when I worked in the treatment center, people would come and say, I'm going to try it this time, but they never really made a true decision. If you ever made a true decision in your life, you know you did it and you never looked back. And it wasn't hard. It was hard. It wasn't easy. You accepted the reality of the pain and you kept keeping on because you knew there was no turning back. My husband did a video the other day about burning the boats. If you're going to storm the island, you have got to burn the boats, meaning you can't give yourself a plan B. You can't say, you know, I just, look, you can apply this to any area of your life. I remember when I decided to walk away from my job. I had that job at the treatment center. It was time for me to go. I had been working on my own business for a while. I went to B school with Marie Forleo. I did all those things. And then I'm like, yeah, there's got to be a time where I actually just like pull the freaking trigger and go full time. I've been quietly building my practice for years, but I always had a side gig. I always had something else. So when I decided to pull the trigger on that and really go for my dreams, I burn the boat. I don't go job searching, okay? I know that this is my dream. Writing the books, giving the seminars, doing the coaching, you know, certifying life coaches, helping families suffering from addiction, like all this different stuff is my calling, my purpose. I'm going to be doing it 20 years from now, right? I'm committed to the path. I'm committed. I know it's going to be hard, but I've burned the boats. There's no looking back. And so when you think about, you know, burning the boats and saying never looking back, a true decision means that you cut yourself off from any other possibility. You don't entertain it. Like, this is going to be controversial, but I'll use it again because it's the best analogy I can think of. I had tried to quit drinking many times in the past, and I was like, I'm going to try to quit drinking. And I would say things like, I'm just going to not drink for like 30 days and see what happens. It's along the lines of the mentality of like one day at a time. You know, I'm just going to try it just for today. And that's great, but I don't want to have to get up every day and torture myself and wonder, is it just for today again? I do live in the present moment. Okay, but I committed to something for the end game, for the long term. So the morning that I quit drinking 8 years ago, I looked over at my husband. He was sleeping right next to me, and I had been on a bender the night before. It involved Ativan and alcohol, and I woke up with bruises. I couldn't remember. Back in those days, I used to look up over at him and wonder by his reaction how bad it was. Okay, he was my boyfriend at the time, and but I didn't wait for the reaction to like, how much shame should I have, the shame barometer. I didn't do that. I just looked over at him and I said, I had my last drink. And he was like, okay. And I said, I'm going to do this. And if I can't do it, then I'm going to need to go somewhere to do it because I'll need to go to treatment or something if I can't do it on my own. And he said, okay, honey, let me know whatever you need to support you. Tony Robbins says this all the time. It's like there's two things, Tony Robbins and John Maxwell. Tony Robbins says you commit to making the decision, and then there's 4 steps to change, lasting change. How do you do that? One of these is like commit to the decision that you made. Then the other thing is like identify what's not working and what's working, and then recommit to a new solution. It's like you commit to the decision but remain flexible in your approach. So it's not that the decision changes, it's that the decision is freaking made, honey, and the approach changes, right? How you get there changes. The road meanders and bends and turns, but the destination is still the same. If I set the GPS, we're going to Texas, and I have a problem getting to Texas, I don't go, let's just go to Ohio. I'm going to Texas, honey. I just got to find a new road when I hit a detour. And John Maxwell says you make the decision once and manage that decision daily. And so that's the one day at a time. Make the decision one time and manage the decision every day, but don't freaking redecide every day. Breaking up with a human being, you break up with that person, you don't wake up again and say, are we broken up today? But you're going to torture yourself. You have to understand you made that decision, honey. You made the decision. When it gets tough, you have to manage that decision every single day moving forward. You're not going to redecide. You're not going to redecide, okay? And I'm going to give you some more tips that are going to help you along the way. Actually, let me give you this one right now. This is going to be great. How do you really commit to something and really decide? You actually, this is another tip down the road, but it's going to be pretend it's dead. It's actually the peace, so you can grieve it. But I'm going to give you a little side tip quicker here. When you kill something, that's how you end it. You break up with it. You kill it. You kill it off. How does somebody come back on a show? They kill them off on the show. They just kill them off, right? And you go, what the hell happened? They were just having tea yesterday. You killed them off, right? There's always the potential, will they come back in a soap opera? But life ain't a soap opera, okay? Or some of us it is, but it's not real, okay? It's not Pet Cemetery, like Gage, like you're going to get hit by the truck. Oh, God, worst scene ever in the history. And then he's going to wake up and be slitting I couldn't go under the bed. I couldn't put my feet next to the bed because I was like afraid knives were under there for years after I saw that movie. We all know what happens when you resurrect the dead. It doesn't go well. So I killed alcohol. I buried it. I don't resurrect it and wonder what's going to happen again. I killed my relationship. I know that relationship that I was in for 10 years would be like Pet Cemetery if I woke it back up from the dead. It would come back and be worse than it was before. Alcohol is the same way. It would come back and be worse than it was before. So what I will encourage you to do is make a true decision. Don't play around anymore. You've already decided. Break up. Don't look back. The reason I was able to do that with alcohol is because like alcohol to me is poison. I changed the way I look at it. I can help you do that too. Sometimes you have to reframe the whole thing. You have to reframe the whole thing. You look at it differently from a new perspective, changes your life, and you never look back. If you want that, so you don't have cravings anymore and keep entertaining the idea, sign up with me. Let's get a session going, and I can help you reframe that whole thing and never look at it the same way. You'll have an aversion to it. It's called aversion therapy, okay? And I can help you with that.